at the Bear 27-yard line after the big return by Kenoy Kennedy. And on first down, handoff is to Tatum Bell, broke a tackle, and Williams knocks him down inside the 25.
Dick, let's take a look at the block by Shaun Rogers. A little bit unusual in his technique here, blocking his 13th career kick. When he comes through, watch him right here. He's got two hands up there, almost like Kevin McHale blocking a basketball shot. He's got a bigger surface area that he can block, whereas opposed if you just put one hand up.
You're dating yourself. There's Tatum Bell, and this time the Bears are there after a gain of a yard. Brian Urlacher with his first tackle, and right now for a game break, let's send it out to Los Angeles and Kurt Menefee.
Well, I want to let you guys know nothing's going on in Miami. A lightning delay at the start of the Raiders-Dolphins game. Both teams taken off the field during pregame warm-ups as a precaution. And Dick and Baldy, do I hear you guys singing Blame It on the Rain by Milli Vanilli?
No, now you're dating yourself, Kurt. No, Dick, that's your area of the world. Down in South Florida, you've seen those kind of storms
No
before.
question about it. And you got to wait till they pass. Third down and 6. And there's Kitna going down. He was sacked 9 times last week by the Eagles. And the Bears claiming the ball was yard loose. It was not, and it was Tommy Harris who almost was a scratch in this game.
John Kitna tries at the very end to get rid of this football so he doesn't take the sack. Wale Agulia, he's the one that knocks the ball out.
Trying to throw it, it was an incomplete pass, but once the whistle blew, that was it. First down at the 26 for the Bears. And the pitch to Benson. And the Lions playing it well. And it was Corey Redding who put the initial pressure on. And a loss of 2 for Benson.
Well, this Detroit Lion defense was scorched last week for 56 points. They did very little to do anything against the Philadelphia Eagles. But the mistakes were correctable mistakes. There were breakdown in coverages, but I think the biggest problem last week was the play of the interior of the defensive line. And if they play the way they're capable of in here, Redding and Rodgers, they can disrupt anybody's running attack.
Second down and 12, and again they go to Benson, and Benson runs right into the arms and making the tackle a 2-yard loss for Corey Smith.
Take a look at this Kitna play one more time. And listen for the whistle.
So that was that play. Now we have a third down and 14 for Chicago. And Corey Smith replacing Kalimba Edwards at right defensive end. John Kitna hopes to soon get another opportunity. Third and long for Brian Griese. And he throws that one. No one in the neighborhood. And pressure by Shaun Rogers. Chance breaks their weak side linebacker out with a hamstring pull. Kitna back to throw. Fakes it and goes inside. Unable to hold on to the ball was Tatum Bell. And that'll bring up second down.
But that front four has got to get the pass rush on Kitna.
Deep drop this time by Kitna under pressure. And gets away from trouble, but he finally is knocked down. And it was Agulia who grabbed onto the foot, and a loss of 8. And that is the second sack of the game for Chicago.
These routes that Detroit are running are too deep right now. I mean, John Kitna play action fake. He's 7 steps back. He's holding the ball too long, waiting for these routes to develop, and they're giving a great opportunity to a lot of the second string defensive line to make that play.
Third down and 23. And the fake inside handoff. And I don't know if that was a missed call, but Kitna carries himself for no gain. In any event, it's fourth down, and so the Lions come up empty again and will have to punt.
Well, John Kitna gets up empty, and this is just, they couldn't even get this handoff on a little draw fake here. You could see right there that Tatum Bell wasn't expecting that ball. Couldn't get the handoff right, so this offense has done nothing but go backwards the first 3 series.
Still looking for the high wire act of Mike Martz in this game. So Nick Harris punting, and Devin Hester is back deep. Esther at the 32. And he gets it up to the 45-yard line. 13 yards when it looked like he was trapped.
And one of those games here in Detroit was just phenomenal.
From the 45, Reese and Berrien makes the play, and right up on him was Fernando Bryant. And for a game break, let's return to Kurt Menefee.
It's a record-breaking game break there, Dick. Brett Favre to Greg Jennings, touchdown pass number 421 of Favre's illustrious career. They have the lead, but right now the game stopped, honoring the NFL record holder. Dick, you probably called a couple of those touchdown passes.
Yes, and Brian knows how great this guy's been.
Well, I mean, he's been unbelievable, and I think Brett would give up all the records to get back to the playoffs and a chance to get back to the Super Bowl.
Well, he's 3-0, and that's a good start this season for him. 2nd down and 7. And a pass incomplete. Not even close to the receivers on the left. And you can see how the Bears offense is just sputtering here with Greasy coming back. And you talked about how he really hasn't played much in the last 2 years, mop up last year. And so far, 7 total yards by Chicago.
Well, Brian was telling us yesterday, in a normal week, in the last year and 3 games, he would get 2 reps to Rex Grossman's 10 reps in practice. But practice reps don't get you ready to play an NFL game, especially on the road against a division opponent.
3rd down and 7. Rasheed Davis in motion. Getting time this time, and the pass off the hands of Bernard Berrien. And Berrien had his problems with drops. It's not been just the quarterback, but the World Series only on Fox, and the postseason begins October the 12th. Kevin Jones, who returned to action last week against the Eagles back in his hometown in Philadelphia, scored a touchdown, gets a little more than 3 yards.
Well, they're rotating Kevin Jones and Tatum Bell in the backfield. The biggest problem with the run game is they don't stay after it. They don't sustain it. They get away from it too quickly. And in this part of the field, with the problems that John Kitna has had already, they'd be a pretty good job of staying with it. Here's John Bradley, a 295-pound fullback, leading the charge.
Roy Williams lined up to the right. Instead, they go to the underneath man, Mike Furry, and Furry is stopped a couple of yards shy of the 1st down. Will bring up 3rd and short. Alex Brown, who was the starter at defensive end, replaced by Mark Anderson this year, made the play.
It's okay for Detroit to go to the quick game now. It's nothing wrong with just getting the ball out of the hands of the quarterback quickly and getting it to Sean McDonald and Mike Furry, letting them do some things with it. They've been holding the ball way too long last week against the Eagles and earlier in this game.
Right now, just looking to move the sticks. There you see Danielle Manning, 38, on Roy Williams, number 11. Pressure up the middle on Kitna. Pass is caught by Roy Williams, and a 1st down at the 25-yard line.
See, that pass is there all day. I mean, this is just a little arrow route where he's going to come inside and then go back outside. I mean, you get the ball out of your hands quick right there. You don't have to worry about pressure. You get the 1st down and you move the stick. So Detroit should really think about just going to the quick game and making these young defensive backs of Chicago, make them earn their keep out here in the game.
And then all of a sudden go deep just when they start to creep up. 7-yard gain, 1st catch of the game by Roy Williams. On the 1st down, here is Kevin Jones, and Jones goes nowhere. Brandon McGowan, who's starting at strong safety, and Kevin Payne, the free safety, the rookie, the other one in the game.
Watch McGowan come up here. McGowan's going to come out of here to be able to stop this play on the backside. This is the strong safety here. McGowan making a start here, 1st start this year. But that's his play. If he misses that tackle, you could get long runs against this defense.
But from what we've seen of Brandon McGowan a couple of years ago and today, he doesn't miss many tackles. Winding down to 4 minutes remaining in the 1st quarter. Not much offense. Kitna with the design rollout, looking the other way, and he's got Kevin Jones as a receiver. And a flag is down, and Jones is finally dropped at the 25-yard line. What Lovie Smith said, when we have 3rd and 7 or better, we should win this down. Flag is thrown, and Kitna is blocked from behind by Tommy Harris. But there's a penalty marker down.
Right in front of the guard and center. They may have to drop all the way back to cover somebody.
Protection this time for Kitna, and the pass is caught by Roy Williams just shy of midfield. It's a wonder what the Lions offense can do when they do protect John Kitna.
Well, you can see that's man-to-man right there. Daniel Manning lets Roy Williams come off the line. He turns him over to the safety. That's just a great acrobatic catch by Roy Williams, because not a great throw. But watch Roy Williams turn around. He caught that just with his fingertips and really doing a 180 in the air to pull that ball in.
19-yard gain, and Roy Williams, who had a 91-yard touchdown catch and run against the Eagles last week. First down just shy of midfield, and the handoff is to Tatum Bell. And Bell is brought down hard by Brian Urlacher after a gain of 5.
The Lions are without Calvin Johnson today. He was injured against the Eagles last week. He is the other young jet out there at wide receiver not playing, but with Mike Furry, along with McDonald and Roy Williams, along with Troy Walters and other guys have up. They have plenty of weapons to attack a weakened secondary.
Of course, Calvin Johnson would have been one that would have just added to it all for Mike Martz. Quick handoff to Bell. Tatum Bell gets the first down, and you said it right at the beginning of the game. With the high-flying offense, with the passing, you got to run the ball to set it up, and they do for a gain of 12.
Well, look where it is. I mean, everybody is outside here and there. It's right up the middle. And they get George Foster on Brian Urlacher, who just swallowed him up. I mean, literally, arms coming out and wrapped him up. And Urlacher never had a chance to get off the block.
So Bell now 27 yards on 6 carries, 4.5. And there you see a balanced play selection by Mike Martz. Kevin Jones has come in for Tatum Bell at running back, and the pitch goes to Jones, trying to turn the corner, but Urlacher is there and trips him up, and a flag goes down again.
Hurting ourselves that the Chicago can't really stop what we want to do. We're our own worst enemy.
Out of the shotgun on 1st and 20. Pass caught by Mike Furry, and Furry this time stays inbounds, then goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and picking up 8.
They really work the entire field. I mean, sideline to sideline, and then they stretch you deep. They make you cover so much territory. And Chicago, most of the time today, will be in zone. They will be in 2 deep zone, 2 safeties deep most of the day today. You'll see the safety here is McGowan here. There's another safety hardly in your picture. They want to be able to control that run game with the front 7.
Second down and 12, and the pass caught by Troy Walters on the deep slant, and a big play will give the Lions a first down. A pickup of 20 yards with Tremaine McBride, the nickelback, and the rookie forcing action today in the lineup.
You see the front 4 was blocked that time. They did a good job on Harris, and so now Tremaine McBride, who comes in, a rookie, comes in when the Lions are in 3 and 4 wide receivers. There's a little bit of a space in that zone there. It's not quite as tight with all the new bodies and unfamiliarity with each other.
Brian, that was a critical play because the Lions were not in field goal range for Jason Hanson. Now they have a first down on the 15. Tatum Bell back in the lineup, and he gets the call. And Bell changing directions inside the 10-yard line. Good run by Tatum Bell on first down as he gets 5 with McGowan on the stop.
On the field. And that's what they're looking to achieve.
Second down and 5. Hand off to Tatum Bell. And Bell close to the first down. Antonio Garay. 13th play of the drive, 3rd down and 1. Furry going in motion. And they hand off to Bell, and he's got the first down, loses it. Fumble on the play. And now they say the ball is recovered by Detroit, that the play was blown dead, and now a penalty marker comes flying out. And the Bears get it back on the 3. Just to clarify, the officials ruled down by contact, meaning the Bears had the ball. They didn't have to make that call. It was a fumble, and now Cedric Benson trying to run it out. And the tackle is made by Paris Lennon after a gain of 2.
Tatum Bell just drops this ball here on his own. He never even gets hit, and the ball's out. The ball is out there. It's loose. Here comes Chicago diving in for it. And then here's the penalty. Wale Agulia right here takes his helmet off. You see Urlacher tries to get him out of there before they pull the flag.
Second down and 8. Reese in the end zone, and he swings it out to Benson. And Benson will be knocked out of bounds by linebacker Boss Bailey, and 2 on that play.
Now, this Detroit Lion offense now, for the 4th week in a row, they've thrown 3 interceptions in the end zone, 1 in each of the first 3 games. And then going in to score there, they fumble. They've left so many points on the field. Lovie Smith is excited because his defense saved the day. Otherwise, this game could be getting out of reach early.
3rd down and 6.
And Chicago is 0 for 3 on 3rd down.
And Greasy's pass, and Berrien makes the catch, and they say he is down by contact. And that will be enough for a 1st down. They'll mark it as a 7-yard gain by Berrien, who lost it after he made the play.
Good hit by Paris Leonard. Yeah, he was down, and then the ball popped out, so it's a good call. Good coverage by Stanley Wilson. Good pop by Paris Leonard. This looks like a different Detroit Lion defense than we saw last week.
Hard-nosed, and it looks like Marinelli got him to play that way.
It looks like the black and blue division that we used to remember this
right.
for.
1st down on the 14 for the Bears. With a quick out to Hussein Muhammad, who's been a forgotten man for Chicago, gets it up to the 21 for a pickup of 7. And right now, for a game break, let's return to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
All right, they are playing down in Miami, and after Trent Green threw an interception, Dante Culpepper throws his first touchdown as a Raider quarterback. 7 yards to Jerry Porter, and the Raiders have a 7-0 lead. Dick and Baldy.
Little poetic justice. Culpepper coming back to Miami.
Yeah, and I think this division is happy to see Culpepper out of it. For years in Minnesota, had some great games against both these teams.
2nd down and 3, and Greasy's pass is caught by Desmond Clark, and he is knocked out of bounds after a gain of 1, and it looks as if Greasy is starting to get his rhythm a bit now.
Yeah, and it's a short passing game that is doing it, and it's the short, quick throws that he's going to try and move the team down the field with. Get the ball in the hands of the playmakers, make Detroit tackle the catch, and eliminate the bad throws where he's holding the ball too long.
3rd and 2.
Detroit responds by tight coverage at the top.
And the pitch to Benson. Loses the ball, but it goes out of bounds. So Benson will get the 1st down. And the Bears will keep possession. Ernie Sims applied the hit on Cedric Benson.
Watch Ernie Sims come in and pop this ball right out. Right on the ball. I mean, that was just head down, going right for the ball, and separated him from him. And Cedric Benson fumbled in last week's game. And
2 tight ends as Desmond Clark and Greg Olson, the rookie lineup. Greasy almost went down as he went back and has to throw it away. Great pressure, and you'd have to say right now the story of this game has been the Detroit Lions defense.
The guy that's got the green dot has got the electronics.
And the guy that's to the top of your picture is Mark Bradley on 2nd down and 15. Greasy going downfield, trying to get it to Bradley, incomplete, as Bryant was down there along with Idris Bashir.
Only 1 green dot on a helmet at a time on the field. One way to kind of monitor that.
And the question is, someday you wonder if there'll be another dot on the defensive helmet,
defense.
right?
I think that day is coming. But look, right now, and the story of this game is Chicago cannot convert on 3rd down. And this is the money down in this league. This is to require Greasy to throw it down the field.
They're 2 for 5 in this game, and they won't get another chance to get it as Greasy is sacked and Sean Rogers comes out of the pack. Evan Jones will be the running back. Casey Fitzsimmons in motion, and the slant pass caught by Mike Furry, and a 1st down inside the 15.
The ball's just getting out of Kitna's hands much quicker now.
12-yard pickup, and Kitna now 6 of 8 for 61 yards.
Daniel Manning back at safety. He was lining up on Roy Williams earlier. He's in there for Kevin Payne. McGowan's the other safety.
1st down at the 13, and here's Kevin Jones. And Jones gets to the 13-yard line. They'll give him maybe a yard at fall on the play. Kevin Jones coming back. He had been injured since last December with the very tough Lee Frank foot injury. But Tatum Bell, according to Mike Martz, Rod Marinelli, he is the running back on this team.
Well, last week coming back for Kevin Jones, his first action this year, it was just the first step. He's happy just that he can stand on his toes right now without any pain.
2nd and 9. Lions on the Bears 12. Pressure on Kitna. And incomplete to Sean McDonald as we get it to the 3rd member of our team down on the field, Jennifer Hammond.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dick. And at the end of the first quarter, Kevin Payne was taken off on a cart. He went into the Bears locker room. His return is questionable at this point in time. The Bears are calling it an arm injury.
It's amazing, Jennifer, when you have Kevin Payne, a rookie, making his debut, rookie from Louisiana Monroe, Corey Graham playing today, and they are really reaching to the bottom of the well for their secondary people today.
Now, what has to make a difference is Tommy Harris here and Mark Anderson there. Those guys have got to win up front on his 3rd down.
3rd down and 9. Ogunleye comes in and gets the sack. Came in free, and Adewale Ogunleye with the 3rd sack of the game and a loss of 9.
And of course, you can't forget about Wale Ogunleye also coming outside. You see, that was a complete protection breakdown there. He was unblocked on the play because the Bears with Urlacher up there, they squeezed the protection, and the back did not pick up Ogunleye.
3rd sack by the Bears. And so once again, the Lions, who get into Bear territory, can't dent Chicago's defense, and a 39-yard field goal attempt for Jason Hanson upcoming. And the kick is no good as the Bears got a piece of it. Israel Adonijah has blocked 2 kicks this year. We'll show you after this play. 1st and 10 at the 29. Garrett Wolf into the game for the first time, and the 3rd-round draft pick out of Northern Illinois picks up 1.
Watch Daniel Manning come right in this gap between Sean Cody and the wingman. Sean McHugh just opened up there, got a free run, and then perfectly laid out. You know, you only rush from one side or the other. Both sides never rush together, otherwise they'd collide. So it was a right rush, and they jumped the gap perfectly.
They've made a habit out of blocking kicks so far this year, have the Bears. 2nd down and 9. Play action. Reese with a lot of time, and here's Berrien wide open. And Berrien nearly getting away from Fernando Bryant. And picks up 26 yards. And right now, for a game break, let's return to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
Well, Dick, the Dallas Cowboys in a struggle against the St. Louis Rams, that is until Julius Jones takes it in from 2 yards out, and the Cowboys are on the board first midway through the 2nd. Back to Dick and Baldy.
And what a ride it's been for Dallas, huh?
Oh, man, what an opportunity for Julius Jones. Normally, Marion Barber carries it that part of the field.
Devin Hester is in the game right now. Empty backfield on 1st down, and the pass is caught by Berrien, and Berrien picks up another 1st down. And finally, the Bears' offense looks crisp here in the 2nd quarter. 13-yard game.
Well, Berrien is their speed guy, and so that's just a stop, just running off Fernando Bryant and then coming back to the ball. But the play before was a throw that Greasy has to make. Play action fake down the field to a speedster on rhythm and timing.
And Hester down at the bottom of your picture, defended by Stanley Wilson. And the pass over the middle off the hands of the fullback Jason McKee.
I was out at training camp with the Bears this summer, and they were so excited about their draft pick Greg Olsen out of Miami, and then Devin Hester in the offense. They thought these 2 added weapons, that this offense would be way more explosive than they ever were at any time last year. They haven't gotten off the ground yet. One of the reasons why they haven't been able to convert 3rd downs and stay on the field.
And Hester has been used as a decoy. He was in for a play against the Cowboys last week. Been in for a couple. 2nd down at 10, and the quick to Devin Hester. And Hester is brought down by Ernie Sims. Sims wraps him up after a gain of about a yard.
See, that kind of hitch route out there to him, it's like a punt return for him. I mean, you just get the ball in space and makes the first guy miss, and then you just hope he can pick up a blocker or 2 because he has that home run hitting ability on any play.
Hester goes out of the game right now. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Passing yards, Detroit had the edge in the first quarter. Since then, it's been the Bears. Pass up the middle, caught at the 20. First down to Desmond Clark. To Desmond Clark, who was a teammate at Denver with Brian Griese for 3 years, makes an 11-yard reception.
That's a smart, quick decision there. Ball was out of his hands quickly that time. And that's what he said you get paid to do.
Ron Turner on right in the middle there, the offensive coordinator. Says that Brian Griese likes the crossing patterns more than the outs that Rex Grossman favored. 1st and 10, Garrett Wolf, the rookie, seeing his first action, goes off the right side for about 2.5.
Interesting that Garrett Wolf gets a carry in this part of the field. You'd think that this would be Cedric Benson kind of time, but just watching Cedric Benson so far, so much was made of the fact that Thomas Jones was traded to the Jets and kind of handed over to Cedric Benson the running back job. I just think Cedric Benson needs a hole in order to make yards. He doesn't create well on his own, and I think Garrett Wolf gives him a little bit of that.
Benson's gained only 3 yards on 5 carries. 2nd down and 8. Wolf and in, and Harris Lennon holds the ground, and a loss of 1 on that play. Corey Smith playing in place of Kalimba Edwards, combining on the play, and so now we'll see if the Lions defense can stiffen once again. They have played brilliantly in this first half.
Well, they've got to block the big man in the middle, Sean Rogers. That's the guy that they have had trouble with so far today.
3rd down and 9. Griese's pass caught by Hussein Muhammad for the touchdown. A forgotten man in the passing offense for the Bears. Griese finds Muhammad for the 15-yard touchdown strike.
Well, you're going to get one-on-one coverage on the outside. Here's Muhsin going to run a post pattern against Stanley Wilson. Does a good job of redirecting him, taking a little outside shoulder fake and taking it to the post. And great blitz pickup that time.
Hussein Muhammad scored. Kevin Jones is the running back. First down. Nearly 4 minutes to go in the first half. Gets the pass out on the outside. And is knocked down by his own player. Jonathan Scott now playing right tackle.
Look, Detroit is losing this game because they have had one mistake after another. The opening series, Mike Furry steps out on a 3rd down completion. And John Kitna gets sacked there, fumble. Tatum Bell fumbles going into the end zone. They've had a field goal blocked by Daniel Manning. A lot of opportunities for points out there today. And even though they've controlled this game and have dominated, they find themselves losing it.
Tatum Bell has not been back in the game since he fumbled. Kevin Jones almost lost the ball on the handoff. And no gain on the play. Unfortunately for the Lions, they retain possession. And look how upset Marinelli is.
Yeah, well, he's going to be pounding the table. I mean, he came in and talked to us the other day on Friday and was pounding the table about how we're coaching him, we're teaching him. And
what did he say when he pounded the table?
He said that we got to get it done. We're not doing a good enough job of coaching him. But this ball isn't getting pulled out now. They're just dropping the ball. The big matchup, Mark Anderson and Jeff Backus going on here today.
3rd down and 5. And Kitna stepping up, and this pass is caught by Roy Williams, but he gave ground and lost the possible 1st down. He's down at the 25. 4th down coming up since he coughed it up. Adrian Peterson is the running back. 1st down, and pass caught by Rasheed Davis, his first pass of the game, and a gain of about 6 at their 45. Brian Griese threw for 9 yards in the first quarter, 91 so far in the second.
See all this posturing up in the line of scrimmage by Paris Leonard and Ernie Sims. As long as Griese is in the shotgun, he's okay.
And the pass caught by Berrien. And a 1st down at the Lion 46. Stanley Wilson right there, but a gain of 10.
One thing that's helping Griese is he's looking at a defense that is almost a mirror of his own defense. He's been watching it in practice now for 2 years.
Over the middle, Adrian Peterson. And trying to get the first down with the second effort and awfully close near the 35.
About a chance to go take the test here today.
Ryan, he said he never looked upon himself as a backup. He says, if I ever do, I'll retire. Second down and 1, looking one way and off the hands of Muhsin Muhammad. And that will bring up third down and 1 with 1:23 left in the half and 1 timeout left for the Bears.
And this move to Greasy is a permanent move. I mean, in the press conference tomorrow, Lovie Smith will get up there and say Brian Greasy is our quarterback. You know, regardless of what happens, he believes in unwavering support for that position.
Would you be shocked if he said Rex Grossman is our quarterback?
That would have been like a misprint.
That's an old recording in Chicago. Third down and 1. Quarterback sneak, first down. As we wind down to 1 minute left. And the Bears looking to possibly take a shot, but getting more important into field goal range with 1 timeout left. First down, and Greasy's throw is caught by Muhammad. He'll have a first down and does not get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run. 12-yard gain and the hurry up for Greasy and the Bears.
And it's clear he's getting Muhsin Muhammad involved in this offense. Invisible the first 3 weeks.
3 catches already for 34 yards and a TD. And a good ad-lib that time to tight end Desmond Clark with pressure, and the clock stops with 20 seconds or 40 seconds left. Well, tomorrow night on Fox, don't miss an all-new action-packed episode of Prison Break at 8, 7 Central, only on Fox. Viewer discretion is advised.
Speaking of Prison Break, I think the Bears are breaking out here. This is a great opportunity for them right now. It's a very important series here in the final 40 seconds for both teams.
8th play of the drive. Second down and 8. Rasheed Davis, and he steps out of bounds. Flag goes down as well at about the 10-yard line. 34 seconds left in the half. 1 timeout left. First and goal at the 6. And a pass Fernando Bryant picks it off, and the Lions get it back.
He does start the second half, so he won't get that chance.
Bears have managed only 8 yards rushing so far in the game, and Benson gets the call on first down and powers his way out to the 25. And right now, let's go down to Jennifer Hammond.
You know, the first thing I talked to Lovie Smith about during halftime, Dick, was the fact about Brian Greasy's play. He said, you know what, he got off to a little bit of a slow start, but then finished strong. Of course, he didn't like that they threw the interception there at the 1-yard line. But as far as the defense goes, he said the front 7 have been getting good pressure on the lines, as you guys alluded to. And Kevin Payne is out for the game, but you just got to keep moving the guys up, and somebody's got to step in and make a play.
Not a bad position right now for Lovie Smith, and here's Benson finding an opening up the middle, and he looks like a determined running back right now as Benson picks up 16 yards before Kenoy Kennedy brings him down at the 41.
Well, they took care of Sean Rogers on his play. Watch Rogers go down to the ground here, and then Benson came right in front of him. So they got Rogers down to the ground. They got rid of the load in the middle, and that whole inside, the whole interior just opened wide up.
John Tate, the left tackle, number 76, is down. First down at the 41. And here's Benson. And right now the Lions close it up, and Benson picks up 2 yards.
Cedric Benson said that his wish is to be able to be in a position where he can take over a game. That's what he did at the University of Texas for almost 4 straight years. He hasn't had that chance. Last year splitting time, the last 2 years splitting time with Thomas Jones, and so far this year their offense has been so inconsistent. They've never been able to really establish a strong running game.
Second down and 9, and they line up Greg Olsen, the rookie tight end, on the left. The ball is batted in the air, and it will be an incomplete pass. Good pressure that time, led by Corey Redding.
Well, here they are, and here's Redding, and here's Rogers right up the middle. Redding gets good pressure. He's that 3 technique tackle, that guy that lines up outside the guard, inside the tackle. And his job, just blow the gap. Get upfield as quickly as he can.
What is 3 technique?
That's a position. It's a position. If we keep it on the end zone here, you'll be able to see Corey Redding where he lines up between the guard and the tackle. We widen out here. Here he is right here on the outside of Reuben Brown and in front of John St. Clair.
3rd and 9. And the pass dropped by John Gilmore.
He likes to look at it from the end zone.
That's how he sees it, and the ball is loose. Hit from behind is Kitna, and the Bears recover the fumble. Brandon McGowan made the recovery, and it was forced by Mark Anderson up front.
Well, here's Anderson here forcing it against Jeff Backus. Just beats him around the corner, and Detroit continues to take these deep drops against a fierce pass rushing defensive line, and once again forces a bad play.
That is the 4th sack by the Bears in the 2nd turnover, and Brian Greasy comes back on the field, so the Bears will have it on the 12.
You know, and Mike's got to help out Jeff Backus. Last week he was injured in the game before the game against the Eagles with an intercostal muscle torn by the rib. He hasn't practiced all week. He needs to put a back over there to help out against Anderson.
2 tight ends, and Cedric Benson getting the call, and Benson working his way to about the 10.
A great opportunity for Chicago here. Their defense has stepped up, kept down the #1 passing offense in football, gotten the ball back on a couple of occasions here, winning the turnover battle today, and putting the Detroit defense in a horrible position.
Last time the Bears threatened toward the end of the first half, Greasy threw the interception. 2nd down and 8, and looking to throw again. Pass is dropped by Muhammad. Hussein Muhammad unable to hold on, and I'll tell you, these receivers have dropped at least 4 passes today, and it's exactly 4 that they should have grabbed.
You know, and when your offense is struggling like they are, you can see Musin, he's already getting ready to turn on Fernando Bryant to get that ball in the end zone, and he's turning before he's looking the ball into his hands.
3rd down and 8. And as the Bears do, Adrian Peterson comes in as the 3rd down back. They can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown. And here's Greasy from the 20, slings it, and it's intercepted off the hands of Berrien into the hands of Ernie Sims. And once again, Brian Greasy throws a touchdown right at the shadow of the goal line, and the Lions get it back. We'll start from the 9. Only 1 touchdown. That's scored by the Bears. A handoff, and Kevin Jones wide open. Changes hands and stays in bounds, but a big gain of 22 for Kevin Jones.
Kevin Jones probably wondering when a breakout run was going to occur for him. His best run since he tore that foot up last season. And that's got to feel good for him to be able to pop one like that.
That's the longest play from scrimmage by the Lions today. Brings it out to the 31. And a 1st down early in the 3rd quarter. And this time Jones goes down, tripped up by Wally Agudlia, and he'll lose about a yard.
Let's take a look at the interception that occurred by Brian Greasy in the last series. You see Bernard Berrien coming across the middle, frees it right here. This is when the ball's got to be thrown. It's got to be thrown to that spot, the dead spot in front of the middle linebacker, and instead he's late and then he's behind him. And you can't help but think this is his first action in almost 2 years, Dick. That's rust. He's looking at the pictures himself. I should have thrown it earlier, but that's what you can't get in practice, that kind of timing on that route.
2nd and 12, handoff to Jones. And the Bears are there with Agudlia wrapping him up. No gain on the play, bringing up 3rd down. So the Bears had dropped 4 passes prior to that, and you can't count that as a drop pass. That was a bad pass by Brian Greasy.
You know, the Chicago Bears were the 2nd highest scoring team in football last year. And a lot of it was the return game. Devin Hester, the defense contributed to that. But this is an offense that in the first month of the season last year, Rex Grossman was the September Player of the Month in the NFL.
Now things can change in a year, and now he's on the bench. Here's Kitna trying to buy some time, and Roy Williams makes the catch. And let's see where they mark it. It'll be at the 40. He'll be shy of the 1st down, it appears, by about a yard on both sides. But that's what happens. You never know what you're going to get in a game. A lot of people expected a high-scoring affair here. Here's Hester from the 20. And Hester brings it up close to the 40-yard line. He returned to punt 73 yards for a touchdown against the Chiefs in week 2.
Limited the Lions to 3 points.
First down, Cedric Benson, who's come alive a bit here in the second half. Picks up about 8 yards before Jared DeVries makes the tackle. And right now, let's check in for a report from Jennifer Hammond.
Yeah, Dick, we've got John St. Clair in at left tackle. It appears that he will be in there for the duration of the afternoon. That is because John Tate is out for the day with an ankle injury.
All right, Jennifer, thank you very much. So now the injury problems start to affect the Bears' offense. We know about their defensive problems there. Second down and 2. And here's Benson. First down for Benson, and they try to strip the ball away. And right now for a game break, let's return to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
All right, Dick, the Cowboys scored right before the end of the first half, and they score right at the beginning of the second as well. Tony Romo to Patrick Creighton, and he's gone. 59 yards on the score. The Cowboys beginning to roll is 21-7 over St. Louis. Back to Dick and Baldy.
Kurt, Lovie Smith said that he thought Romo was the MVP of this league after his performance against the Bears last week.
First down on play action, and Greasy gets hit from behind by Sean Rogers and Boss Bailey, and unable to get anything on that throw.
They were trying to take a deep shot to Muhsin Muhammad right there. Play action fake went max protection, but Muhammad was well covered down the sideline by Stanley Wilson.
Greasy has completed 17 of 31 attempts, so you can't say it's been a conservative game plan. Maybe not a deep throwing game plan, but he has thrown 31.
There's Devin Hester out at wide receiver on this play.
Second down and 9, and the handoff is to Adrian Peterson. Straight ahead goes Peterson, and tackled at the 39, 4 yards shy of the first down.
Take a look at Muhsin Muhammad's day today. Gets the ball in his hands quick. Little hitch route. Touchdown catch, his first of the season, only of the game. Little comeback route. Runs the defender off. Been active today, but way too many drops by this receiving core of the Bears.
Muhammad had 4 catches coming into this game, has 3 today. Third down and 3. Penalty flags are down. Free play to Bernard Berrien. And Berrien can't get away, but he gets enough for the first down. Inside the 30, Fernando Bryant hanging on.
Well, Paris Lennon just jumps into that gap. You see these linebackers now in those gaps all the time around the league. If you can't throw the ball down the field because you don't have a big arm, you can always check down like he did to Berrien.
Benson knocked back. But you saw the kind of offense Ron Turner told me that you expect from Greasy, the crossing patterns.
See Brian Urlacher there. He looks concerned. I mean, one thing about Brian Urlacher, when he's on the sideline defense, he never just sits down with his group. He's always watching.
Rex is having a good time.
Well, he's probably giving Urlacher the next play. Tell him what to look for here.
Second down and 13. Greasy flushed out of the pocket. And a good block, and Greasy gets a few more yards and is finally tackled at about the 23 by Sean Cody. 6-yard gain by the quarterback, who was forced to run.
He was forced to run because his right guard, Roberto Garza, was actually downfield on the play. And I think Greasy saw that. And then Garza came back to help him. Watch Garza here. Here's 63. He's working. Now they're trying to run a screen. Now Garza's down the field. If you throw it, you're going to have an illegal man down the field, and that's going to be a penalty.
Brian Urlacher into it. Third down and 7. So a big third down play, and Greasy goes down back at the 31-yard line. Pressure from all kinds of Lions up front, including Langston Moore, number 79. Hansen kicked one from 49 for the Lions in the first quarter. And Gold's kick is good. So after having it blocked earlier, Gold now is 1 for 2. First down. Kitna Fires, nearly intercepted by Brian Urlacher and intended for Mike Furry, but blanketed out there by white jerseys.
Maybe the best coverage linebacker in football. Watch how deep he gets on his drop. He settles, and then he's just reading the eyes of Kitna. Making sure it's not a run. Now he's just settling. See, Kitna takes it. As soon as Kitna's looking over here, it takes Brian over there. Gets right in the passing lane here. And Brian's got very good hands. It's unusual for him to ever drop one like that.
Might have been distracted by Jamar Williams coming over. 2nd down and 10. Pass caught by Sean McDonald, but hit immediately by Williams. Urlacher was also in the neighborhood.
Now, Detroit doesn't have 100 yards passing here today, Dick. And you're going up against a depleted secondary. You're like, how can that happen? Why can't they take advantage of all these youngsters, all these people in new positions? Simply because Chicago's defensive front four right now has dominated this game.
Well, that's the same story last week with the Eagles.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they couldn't take advantage of what's out there down there because this guy has been screaming off the edge most of the day, Mark Anderson.
3rd down and 4. Here comes the pressure again on Kitna. And down he goes, and that'll be Mark Anderson, who had 12 sacks last year. As a rookie, this is the 5th for the team. Loss of 3 and the 2nd for Anderson.
And they double team Mark Anderson here. They put the back over here. They chip him, but he doesn't stop. See, Kitna gets out of the way of Tommy Harris, but here comes Anderson. And this guy is one of the best young pass rushers that we've seen in this league in a long time. A 5th-round pick last year out of Alabama.
Devin Hester going back. So basically what you're saying is the Lions offensive line unable to keep the defensive pass rush of the Bears away. And that was what happened last year with the Eagles last week when they had problems in the secondary. Hester turns it on. And tripped up. He went into another gear.
Man, he can shift gears like nobody else. Frampton just saved a touchdown. I mean, now he always looking for is a crease. Okay, bam, bam. He's all right, there it is. There's the one crease. Now shifted into gears. Now hit another gear. Boy, Frampton came off a block of Ricky Manning. Otherwise, he's celebrating another touchdown. I think all he got was, what did he get? Did he?
Flag is
just
down.
The inside of the thigh. Get that from Brian Greasy today, and I don't know if there's been that much oomph.
See what kind of oomph Brian Greasy has now as the Bears starting to get going offensively, and the pass caught up the middle by Cedric Benson, and Benson picking up about 7 yards.
No, Benson hasn't been a big part of this passing offense. Thomas Jones wasn't last year either, but he thought with Brian Greasy in the game that he would catch more passes because Greasy's comfortable checking the ball down. He doesn't like what he sees. So look for that, not just today, but as the season goes on. Look for the running backs in Chicago to catch more passes.
Benson has caught 2 today. There you see Brian Greasy's numbers. And 2 interceptions thrown in the red zone. Quickly getting rid of it. And this one is caught by Hussein Muhammad and out of bounds after a gain of 7 yards. Fernando Bryan on the coverage, and they'll move the sticks.
We mentioned earlier, Dick, that both these defenses are very similar. Lovie Smith brought his defense from Tampa. Rod Marinelli came from Tampa with Joe Barry. He instilled the same defense. And part of the philosophy of this defense is you can't put 10, 12, 14 plays together without screwing up. And that's what's happened today.
Cedric Benson tripped up by Kyle Lama Francis, but still gets 5 yards nonetheless. Benson having a solid second half of this game after a fumble as Sean Rogers goes to the sideline.
Now, if I'm Chicago and I see Rogers going out, I would attack the middle of that defense right now. The same type run. Power O, pulling Reuben Brown, leading Cedric Benson in there. Because there's a drop-off. Sean Cody's a good player, but it's a big drop-off from Sean Rogers.
12 hurries against Greasy. And they hand off to Benson. Kenoy Kennedy was right there. Benson right around the 50-yard mark. That give him 48 at this point. Sean Rogers, who was very active in the first half, and haven't heard from him much in the second.
He blocked that field goal. Blocked a field goal with 2 hands. That saved him some points. Been a force in there today.
Big third down play, 3rd and 4. Here's Adrian Peterson looking for running room, tripped up, and a big play by Fernando Bryant, who has an interception today and saves a first down right there for the Lions. Under a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. Gold's kick is good, so 2 field goals by Robbie Gold here in the 3rd quarter. And the Bears have opened up a 13-3 lead for sure. First down on the 30. Handoff and a pass, and it's caught. Fake handoff, and Sean McHugh with the reception. So the first time we've really seen something vertical from the Lions. From the 32 of Chicago. Kicker stepping up. And by McDonald, and knocked out of bounds by Danielle Manning for 21.
They didn't tell us.
Final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Kitna dumps it off to Tatum Bell, and Bell gets to the 3-yard line, and that will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Lions have come alive, 28 yards in the 3rd quarter, then 51 on those last 3 plays. Here is Kitna going to McDonald. He's in, touchdown. So the Lions get their first touchdown on the first play of the 4th quarter. So in other words, basically the guys you've had in the spotlight have remained in the spotlight. Of course, Greasy does have those 2 picks, but the 10-year veteran leading the Bears here, 1st and 10 with a 3-point lead. Out to Benson, and Benson trying to take the tackle of Ernie Sims, and picks up 7 yards on first down.
Well, that's a part of the offense that we hadn't seen through the first 3 weeks with Rex Grossman. Yeah.
First down and play action. Greasy again to Benson, and this time going out of bounds. So Benson on the receiving end of 2 straight passes gets 5 yards that time.
We just haven't really seen, I mean, the difference right now in just watching Greasy versus Grossman, and we haven't seen just the blatant bad pass today or the blatant turnover, ball handling mistake. We also haven't seen the ball just down the field. Just using Bernard Berry to go down there for a fly route. Here he is at the top. We haven't seen that type of play from Greasy.
But we have seen the continuation of the drop passes by the receivers as Benson goes off the right side and Dwayne White corrals him in a hurry.
Around the league, teams have struggled. Obviously right out of the blocks. Chicago comes out. They're a Super Bowl prohibitive favorite in the NFC, and they're averaging 11 points a game, got 13 today. The big thing for your team when you're struggling, get it fixed early, and then correct it for your stretch run starting in the middle of the season.
The way this game is going, whoever wins will say, let's be thankful for the win and get out of town.
It's true.
3rd down and 3. Protection, interception. Keith Smith. And he has an entourage to take him into the end zone for the touchdown. No flags are down. That would be 63 yards. Hester, you can never relax when you play the Bears, kicking off after a big score when that guy is back there. Devin Hester. Hester has Hanson. And 1 man to beat. He's going to score. Devin Hester goes all the way for a 97-yard kickoff return touchdown. Wow.
No flags. He is like nobody else that's ever played this position. He comes out, he's going to take this over here, try to pick up a couple blockers. But when he makes this cut, bam. Now that's the gear you're talking about. Hanson has no shot. Now can he stay in bounds? Brandon Middleton has got to get him down there. Trip him, grab him, do something. What a spark and what a lift.
8th return touchdown of his career, 6 last season, 2 this year.
Here's the interception. This is not a man. It looks like it's man, but here comes Detroit coming out into a zone look, and Brian Griese misread the coverage. Keith Smith comes off his man. He's playing zone underneath. They set a trap. They set a trap for Griese to throw it to the slant, and then they picked him. Put the cheese out there, and then they took it away from him.
Brian Griese with 3 interceptions in his last 12 attempts. Now the Lions, who are down by 3s very early in this fourth quarter, first down, and Kitna's pass to Furry, and he goes out of bounds.
Was obviously ready to go here today.
1st and 5, Kevin Jones, and Urlacher is right there. No gain on the play.
Tommy Harris is one of those guys, along with Mark Anderson, that makes this defense special. When those guys are on the field, big plays happen. They can get to the quarterback, they can pressure you, they can chase plays down from behind with those guys out of the lineup.
1st and 10, 2nd and 5 here. Getting rid of it in a hurry to Roy Williams, and Williams has the first down as he goes out of bounds. And right now, a game break. Let's return to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
All right, Jets last chance at Buffalo, closing seconds, but Chad Pennington gets picked off by Terrence McGee, and the Bills get the win 17-14. The rookie Trent Edwards winning his NFL debut at quarterback. Dick and Baldy.
And the Bills get their first win of the year. AFC East Division.
First down on the 32 for Detroit. Here's Kitna. Kitna going deep for McDonald and overthrows it. And covered down there by Brandon McGowan, the strong safety, but a flag is down at the 40. Scoring's picked up. Lions with a first down on the 37. Kitna caught after a bobble by Mike Furry. And Furry with a huge gain. So Mike Martz and the Lions finally finding the vertical game here in the second half. That was a 48-yard pass play, the biggest of the game for Detroit.
You see Kitna here, clean, nobody around him. He go to good protection there, and they get the ball to Furry on a dead run. Kind of bobbled that ball a little bit. It wasn't a clean catch. But these guys that Mike Martz has brought in, Furry and McDonald and Middleton, all very familiar with this offense from their days in St. Louis.
First down on the 14 now. And Kitna is going to wisely slide at the 14, and it'll be no gain when all is said and done.
Detroit's going to go to their flush package here, 4 wide receivers, which means the offensive line here is going to have to protect against this defensive front without much help.
By the way, that was the 6th sack of Kitna by the Bears. Did lose a yard, so second down and 11. And Kitna going to the end zone, and it should be a touchdown. No, he did not have 2 feet in. Troy Walters tried to drag that second foot. The Bears got the ball on the 40 in last Sunday's game. Hester returned it the last time. And Devin Hester again taken to the outside. This man is amazing. Fumble. And it goes out of bounds. And Chicago should have it as no one had control as it went out of bounds.
And the veteran of Brian Griese has to put out the bad plays now and go win this game for this team.
First down for the Bears. And they swing it out to Benson. And a minimal gain. A lot of scoring in this fourth quarter.
Started with Sean McDonald inside the 5, little red zone flip, interception by Keith Smith, going back 64 yards for the touch. Devin Hester with the kickoff return, 97 yards, and then what we just saw, Troy Walters getting both feet inbound.
Second down and 7. Pressure on Griese. And overthrows Benson. So right now the Lions are making their presence felt with their 4-man rush up front.
Well, Griese's one of those quarterbacks like Grossman that's not going to run away from anybody. He makes his living in the pocket, trying to make smart decisions. No bigger play for this offense than on this 3rd and 7.
Lions trying to go to 3-1 on the year, and the Bears trying to avoid a 1-3 start. And Greasy goes down. Harris Lennon was the first to get to him, and the 3rd sack of the game by the Detroit defense.
Well, here comes the guys up the middle. After Greasy, we'll see what kind of blitz pickup they have. Well, 2 guys went on 1. Olin Kreutz and Adrian Peterson went to 1, and the other guy came free.
Central, a very tough division. It's going to be a great ALCS. Handoff to Tatum Bell. And Bell picking up 8 yards on 1st down, tackled by Darwin Walker.
Nick, we started today in the spotlight for the Detroit Lions. John Kitna, I think, has really delivered, especially in his 4th quarter, been battered and bruised all day. We'll see if Tatum Bell can kind of carry this team in the 4th quarter. Good run there on 1st down, and then Sean Rogers blocking a field goal today and being a force in that middle of the defensive line all afternoon.
All of your in the spotlights guys have come through.
Well, you know, certain guys have to step up in matchups, and I think those are the 3 guys that have.
But you're pretty much of a prophet here. 2nd down and 2. I don't know if you're making a prophet, but you are one. And Tatum Bell rushes for a 1st down, but a flag is down, and it'll count because it'll be offsides against the Bears.
When you got a lead here in the 4th quarter, they've got a fullback in there. It's a running formation. Can they run right at the Bears and control this game?
Bears, by the way, penalized 14 times over 100 yards, and here is Bell tripped up nicely by Brandon McGowan, the strong safety. 3-yard pickup on the play. Joined us lately, Charles Tillman, Nathan Vasher, the starting corners last week, didn't play to injury. Adam Archuleta, the strong safety, was out. They lost Mike Brown with a knee injury in week 1, so the 4 who started the year not in the picture.
And they traded away 2 prominent players from a year ago before preseason ever started this year. Chris Harris, a safety from a year ago, and Dante Wesley, because they believed in the depth that they had.
2nd down. Caught by Furry. 1st down at the 29. A gain of 13 yards, and the Lions in Bears territory. Right now for a game break, let's return to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
All right, guys, Green Bay and Minnesota. Brett Favre's 2nd touchdown pass of the day to James Jones, number 422 in his career. But you know right now all Favre cares about is they're less than 5 minutes away from being 4-0 for the first time since 1998. Dick and Baldy.
Kurt, I think we're looking at an early shakeup here in the NFC North, and who would have ever thought, with the Bears bringing almost everybody back from a year ago.
1st down and an end around to Sean McDonald. McDonald getting 9 yards, chased down by Brian Urlacher. So now you're seeing Mike Martz go deep into his repertoire as the Lions try to get a big touchdown here, and the clock down to 6 minutes.
And with that gain on 1st down, here comes a running formation. John Bradley comes into the game. Kevin Jones, they bring the tight end in. Going to try to pound the belly of this Bears defense here, pick up the 1st down and run the clock.
And Tatum Bell is out of there. There you see John Bradley, the big fullback at 300 pounds, as you mentioned. Kevin Jones behind him on 2nd and 1. They give it to Bradley, and he gets the 1st down. How can't he get a 1st down at 300 pounds on that kind of a play?
This is his first rush of the season. That's what you want from 300-pounders. I mean, we used to think about 300-pounder linemen being a big thing. Now it's 300-pound fullbacks. I mean, they just keep getting bigger.
4 yards for Bradley.
Yeah, I mean, look at Brandon McGowan. He went low to try to bring him down. Nobody went up high because of his size and force.
Lions already in field goal range, which could give him at worst a 7-point lead. 1st down with under 5 minutes remaining in the 4th. Kevin Jones cuts up the middle and gets to about the 9-yard line. McGowan on the tackle and 8 more yards, and now the Lions are getting him by chunks.
And for the first time this year, we're actually speaking of a Lion running game. But this is what the Lions have to be careful of. Nobody strips the ball from ball carriers better than the Chicago Bears. And they will be going for the strip at this point of the game all the way through, every play. That's what you should be reminding themselves in the huddle of wrapping that ball up right now.
Lions have gained 90 yards on the ground. The Bears have surrendered a little more than that per game. 2nd and 2, and the quick pass caught by Roy Williams, and he fumbles it out of bounds. We've had a few of those today where there were fumbles and out of bounds, so it is a first down. Kevin Jones. Touchdown. 20 yards or more. And there's not enough time to chip away to get 2 scores for the Bears. Tries to do it here with Adrian Peterson up the middle, and Peterson gets 8 on first down.
Well, what you have to do is you have to get 1 to get 2. And what I mean by that, whether you get a touchdown or field goal, you've got to get that first one and try to save as much time on the clock as you can.
Nearly 3 minutes now on the clock. Here's Muhsin Muhammad, and he'll go out of bounds, picking up the first down up to the 41, a gain of 7.
Well, Detroit wants to prevent the big play right now. It's not a prevent defense, but the safeties are playing deep. And so these underneath throws will be there. Now, how much time do they burn moving the ball down the field like this?
Well, if you need 2 scores, unless you get an onside kick, it's not a great recipe. Got to go up top at some point. They go to Adrian Peterson underneath. He'll get another first down and winds up in Lions territory to the 46, so they get 12 yards. Ernie Sims and Stanley Wilson there. But the clock runs, and 2:45 remain in the 4th. Greasy again, caught by Rasheed Davis, and another first down. That to the 34. Woo. Greasy's pass, Rasheed Davis wrestled down after picking up close to 7 yards by Stanley Wilson.
He should have just gotten right out of bounds there. He had a chance to take it right to the sideline. Try to get as many plays in before the 2-minute warning as you can.
We'll get one more in. Fernando Bryant back in the lineup. And the pass caught by Bernard Berrien. And Berrien will get down to the 18-yard line. Another Bear first down.
Tell you, if I was Chicago, I would just go straight to the end zone. Try to get this touchdown, potential touchdown, as quickly as they can.
And worry about the field goal later. Here's Greasy. May have that in mind. Here's the pass. Incomplete. And the closest to it was Desmond Clark, the tight end.
He had a double move in the middle of the field. Had a pretty good shot at it. You see a little stutter move here by Desmond Clark as he comes up. Paris Lennon is not fooled that much. That was just a bad throw. I mean, that's kind of a rusty throw there. You know, Desmond Clark taking it to the post and Brian throwing it behind him. He had an open receiver there. They should go right back to him.
2nd down and 5. Over the middle, caught by Rasheed Davis, and Davis, after moving back, gets enough for the first down to the 6-yard line. Paris Lennon, who was coverage last time, making the play here, 7 yards. Clock still runs. Bears still have 3 timeouts left.
To make the throws in the end zone. Don't run off any more time, even if you complete it here.
Here's Greasy, and has it knocked away and into the hands of a lineman, Roberto Garza, and he loses it in the end zone, and the Lions get it.
Well, first of all, the lineman can't catch the ball.
After reviewing the play, it's been determined the quarterback had an empty hand as he tried to pass the ball. Therefore, it's ruled by definition as a fumble forward, caught in the air by number 63. By rule, he cannot advance the ball. It will come back to the spot of the fumble at the 13-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. Chicago's ball.
See, inside 2 minutes, you can't advance a fumble, and so that is why the Lions don't get it in the end zone. There was a lot to look at, and it took a long time.
Well, when they go back in there, they can review everything on the play. And that's what they did here. Now, you're ruling that that's a fumble, that the ball was out of his hands, which should look
right
like
there.
It was a pass to me.
So this crowd on its feet before, now quieted. Here's Greasy's pass, and it is caught by Desmond Clark at the 3.
I'd burn a timeout.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 3. First they got to get a score, not an easy thing. And Fernando Bryant battling burying near the end zone and nearly came down with it. Turned out to be a batted ball out of bounds, so it's 4th and goal.
Chicago's they're keeping the offense on. It looks like they're keeping the offense on the field.
So it'll be 4th down, and the ball will be placed at the 1.5-yard line. And now the Bears, with 55 seconds remaining, going for the touchdown first. And here's the pass, and it's caught by Desmond Clark for the touchdown. And it now sets up a conversion that would bring the Bears to within 3 with 52 ticks left.
Well, it's a gutty call. Getting the ball to Desmond Clark on the outside. See, just nobody really even covered him. Bad zone coverage there, but Bashir should have been on him better.
So here we go. Robbie Gould. And the kick picked up by Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons down the sideline. Casey Fitzsimmons into the end zone for the clinching touchdown.
In the end zone going for a score. They'll go back and review those interceptions from Brian Greasy, and that was basically the difference, which is why they made the change.
Down he goes at the 25, and of course Lovie Smith made it clear to us when we talked to him yesterday that this is not a week-by-week question. He's Producer Bob Mueller, technical director Rick Tugman, the tape supervisor Michael Nathanson, the audio supervisor is Pat Luca Tordo. And we got some more. 31 seconds remain as Greasy goes back, and the pass caught at the 35 by Desmond Clark, and down he goes. Pre-game show produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. If you were going to start somewhere.
I think the offense made too many costly mistakes. Interception for a touchdown, interceptions in the end zone, drop passes.
Not that time by Berry. Little too late, of course.
You know, we looked at the secondary of Chicago. I mean, just completely restructured secondary today. I thought, considering what they were under,